wants me to remember and to know that there's a hierarchy. There's a spiritual hierarchy, and I
Oh
need to
man.
know what my weight is in the entire universe and how important a human being. He would call me someone. He goes, "The cosmos. Where do you fit?" And he would hang up the phone.
Oh my
And then, hey,
god,
Bob, and he would be like, "Where will you be standing on the day of
that's funny.
judgment?" And just hang up the phone.
Ah,
One
Daddy,
time,
that's heavy.
one time I was,
That's
one time
heavy.
I was really excited, and I was like, "Hey, Bob, I got a scholarship. Like, are you excited for me? Like, I get to go to college on a full ride, you know?" And he was like, "Oh, you're so great. God is greater." And then he hung up.
One check
Just
it.
like that, we
Wow,
are live,
amazing.
as you can
Episode
see, still stuck in
209
Jordan.
of A to the Show.
It's a show.
in
We are
beautiful
joined
Lebanon.
by the amazing
Yes.
Yasmin. Yasmin, go ahead and let the world know who you are, what you do.
Thank you so much. I love talking to young men who I want my children to be modeled after, which is why I'm going to be on another show with two other young men, not you. No, I'm just joking. I'm so excited, so excited to be talking to both of you. Somebody who's
Wow.
someone who's a filmmaker, beautiful, two very different types of brains. And I'm really into brain stuff. I was a neuroscience undergrad. I'm a lawyer by training. I went to law school at UCLA, and I am now a comedian by night and a lawyer by day.
Oh wow.
So I have two small boys. I'm a mother.
Mhm,
I am half Egyptian, half Libyan. I'm Arab.
mhm.
Born in
Amazing.
Cairo and in Medina Nas. And then I actually went back and did grad school before I went to law school at the American University in Cairo, which was an incredible experience, very transformative for me. And I married a man from Afghanistan because I didn't have enough trouble in my life. I wanted things to be really complicated. I
Ooh,
wanted to make sure that my children had no future. My
amazing.
children are a quarter Egyptian, a quarter Libyan, and get this, Afghan. That's right, they're half. Yeah, my
I
husband
like
is from
that.
Afghanistan, from Kabul. So, I wanted to make
There
sure
you
that
go.
they had no chance of a security clearance.
Wow.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Arabic, English, and a specific kind of Farsi called Dari. And Dari is the Afghan dialect of Farsi.
Farsi.
Not bad.
There you
Dude,
go. I didn't know that. Fun fact.
That's one hell of an introduction right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not bad.
So
Whoa.
yeah, you're where you talk about comedy, right?
Yeah,
You like
but-
comedy a lot.
Like,
When
What are we here to talk about exactly?
let's see. All right, let's.
We can go in many directions.
We can
This is gonna
talk
be
about all the things. But yeah, let's. So when did you start doing? I mean, comedy. I mean, like being a lawyer.
Yeah, I take
and
that you have
being
to
a
be
doctor.
serious, like, all
It
the
takes a lot of time. Exactly. Being a lawyer, you imagine like you're serious and like you have to like. There's all the stereotypes of being a lawyer. I don't want to,
I
Yeah.
do. You probably have to be like, your honor, I object, right? And you have to keep a serious face like all the damn time, right?
It's like poker, right?
Yeah.
You can't show your
Pretty
cards
much.
or whatever.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
by nighttime you're like cracking jokes and making everyone laugh. So is this how you tend to like?
Let out.
Let out your comedy aspect. So
Yeah, it's definitely like a release for sure. And it's an outlet for my creativity. I'm a person who just like loves to create. So I used to just do little things like I used to write a lot of poetry. I used to paint. I used to dance. I had lots of things that I like to do. And then I realized that, when President Trump came to, when Trump became president, I don't like calling him President Trump because
you don't have to anymore. Technically,
Anymore.
he'll
Almost
technically our president.
1 week. I mean, yeah,
One
2
more
weeks.
month.
Whatever.
One
Right.
more month.
This is last week or last month.
I mean, this will come out on New Year's, so literally like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2 weeks
Okay.
from
So
there.
it'll be like countdown, the final countdown. But when he came to power, he had a really interesting interview with Anderson Cooper that made me kind of step back. And Anderson Cooper asked him, "What do you think about Islam?" And Trump said, "I think Islam hates us," is what he said. And that made me just stop dead in my tracks. I was like, this idiot
Oh,
is going to try to personify a religion that existed
Right.
before even the idea of a nation state, let alone the blip of a country that the United States is, like less than
Literally.
like
Millions
this
of
is a
people.
complete moron,
Right.
and
Mhm.
and he's dangerous. So I grew up in the South. That's what you guys probably don't know. I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama.
ooh,
That's where my parents
you
still
must
live.
had a fun time there.
Yeah, it was rough. And so I grew up there kind of with September 11th happening. I was a junior in high school.
Definitely a fun time.
Yeah. So I learned to be funny in order to relate to people. And so I'd always kind of been doing comedy my entire life and just being a creative person. Like I do skits and I would videotape them. Like I did like stuff for school and things like that. And I realized that I like performance. And when this happened with Trump, I was like, man, I need to like go talk to people. Like people need to know who Muslim women are in particular, because I felt like there was no way to hide me being Muslim. Like I'd walk into a room and people like, Islam's here. What
Oh my God.
That's right.
Wait, who are you trying to fool? Like, no, I'm not Muslim, right? Like, no. Yeah, you are.
So there was no way to hide.
Yeah.
And instead of hiding, I decided to like lean in. So I decided to go to my first, it was an open mic. And that open mic is on YouTube. It's like Yasmin Elhady, just me and a mic. It's in Bethesda, Maryland, at a live music hall, like basically an open bar and a live music hall. And I thought,
hey, do a live reaction right now? We can watch it right now. I can pull
it up. Pull it up. We can see it.
It's on my YouTube channel. Yaz Laughs is my YouTube channel. But
we will definitely leave a description.
Yes.
We will leave a link, not a description.
And I upload funny videos to my Instagram, and then I upload them to my YouTube. I try to do it kind of on a as regular basis as I can, being a mom. It's like sometimes for months I'm not, uploading some stuff, and then 1 month I'll upload like 6 videos. And that's just like the reality of being a mother and like having to just balance everything and work in spurts. But anyways,
just me and a mic, yeah?
Just me and a mic, that's the one.
You did this on October 11th, 2017.
I did on October 11th, 2017. That is the first time I ever did stand-up.
Here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a live reaction to Yasmin's very first.
Let's go.
So, here, that scared me. I thought I heard kids jump. We're
like,
walking my apartment.
She brought and he's gonna say the entire bar. That's what he's going to say, and I'm gonna react to that.
Wait.
Entire bar. Give it up for Yasmin.
Isn't it ironic how it's an entire bar filled with Muslims? Like, is that's
and I mentioned that. So
wait. Oops, I didn't hear you. Oops, my bad. Let's go. I'm gonna increase your volume just for the sake of it. Let's continue watching.
That is bright. Hey guys. I know what you're thinking. What is this nun doing up here? No, seriously, come on now. It's funny because you said like she brought the whole bar. See, these are all Muslims. I'm just gonna say we are Muslims here. And it's kind of like an oxymoron to be like, Muslims fill in a bar.
There you go.
Question. Was it harder, like, since you know everyone that went to that first open mic of yours, right?
So I knew a lot of the people there, but I also didn't know a lot of people. There were a lot of non-Muslims there as well. Yeah.
Okay. But
people that weren't my friends.
So let's say half of the bar was basically people you know. Did that make it easier for you to perform as your first performance?
Oh, for sure. It totally. And the thing is that this is the first performance, but what I will say is that I went to Princeton to get my master's in public policy. And at Princeton, there was a talent show, and I did go up for that talent show, and I did a slideshow presentation of my life. And it was like in front of 400 students that I knew, you know what I mean, from my program, my master's program. And they all just I had a standing ovation. And I realized I could maybe do something like this, but this was the first time I did it without, when you're doing stand-up, it is hard because it is just you and a mic and people's attitudes. Like they are not going to hide.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you suck, you're going to hear it.
Like, yeah, you're going to know you suck. Yeah.
And it's going to feel bad. And I was, that too was kind of, I had just had my first son. So I was still breastfeeding, I was still nursing my son.
Okay.
And so, I was also very nervous. I was trying to get back home. I was like, oh my God, my son, I was kind of thinking of a lot of things. I was thinking about my baby. I was thinking what am I doing up here? I'm so
you were juggling a lot in life because you had to do your work, you're a full-time mom, as well as trying to,
I'm a professional.
at this point you were trying
You're a
to
professional juggler, and you juggle.
Yeah,
I know.
here,
No,
let's
I'm joking, right? Like figuratively speaking, but why not?
yeah, like figuratively, you're a professional juggler. How about that?
Right.
Oh,
So
fair.
it was a really great experience. It's the most watched video on my YouTube channel, and it went really well because it talks about kind of my story of being in Alabama and growing up there a little bit, and also like what people's reaction were to me, and that ended up turning into lots of other gigs after that. And I have been trying to quit comedy so many times. Let me just tell you, 'cause I'm
All right.
I got kids, and then something else will happen, and God will bring something else, in my way. And I'm like, okay, Allah, fine, I'll do it.
I'll make people laugh.
I'll do it.
Right.
You know what? Here, let's continue
mean-
watching it. It's a really here.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. I hope you are too. That one guy was like trying to crack jokes like, we don't really like use a lot of profanity and talk about like private parts. So for us, it's just not funny. We're civilized. We civilized. You wouldn't think it watching TV, but we civilized. That's the crazy part, right? We're like represented by the craziest people. Yet everyone you know has an MBA. They have
Oh my God, it's true. Right.
You asked if I was tough. Yeah, man, I'm tough as nails. But I had to pee. I had to be. I grew up in Alabama. It's a lot of roll tide in here. I think those people were for the Confederacy, right? You were saying, woo, for the Confederacy? Too soon. Too soon. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Alabama, A is for everyone's welcome. Wait.
You messed up, didn't you?
I did. I go, all are welcome. That's what I was supposed to say A is for acceptance. And I said A is for everyone. A is for all are welcome. I tried to
Yeah. I mean, it plays off as Alabama people being,
yes.
Yeah, don't know how to spell. That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly.
Don't know how to spell.
There you go.
But you know what? Fair. You played it off
Yeah.
well. Good job.
I mean,
We're
There
really
you go.
bad at spelling.
Really bad at spelling. I don't know what you said.
oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Like us and pray like us. Otherwise, you're going straight to hell. A is for not allowed.
Hail.
Nothing was allowed. I came to Alabama because my parents made the mistake of following one of their friends to Alabama, and then that got kicked off. He escaped north, and then we were stuck. And it was good though. I mean, when you live in the South, you learn to have really thick skin and to also crush bullies. So I used to get into some physical altercations in elementary school, middle school, and high school, believe it or not. I know I look tough, right?
All three?
All three. There you go.
I got into a lot of
There you
fights.
Tough. And
I
all
really
right.
was tough, and I gave people black eyes, and
Oh my God.
yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. Well, just so we don't get copy struck by YouTube, we're gonna just
By you.
By you,
Copy started by Yasmine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's the lawyer after all, man.
He is a lawyer, yeah.
She's like, yeah, let's take it down.
Yeah, but
But
no, listen,
this is
it's great watching people like you, even though you're kind of like us, go on stage. Listen, English is not my first language, okay?
like
I'm
you, but
trying,
you are
yeah.
us.
Yeah, like
I am
Yes.
listen, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of Muslims go on stage and
Right.
they tend to forget who they are because they're trying to make it. They think to be in this industry, you have to be the same as
That's right.
everyone else, right? But what's nice to see is that you're keeping yourself while being funny,
I'm
which
trying to carve my own path. Yeah.
exactly.
There you
Right?
go.
It's better to carve your own path than
Right.
follow the paths that thousands have tried to go.
Exactly.
And
I've not seen personally any like Muslim female comedian do stand up in my life. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Are there
some-
people?
are
All right.
some- Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can count them on your fingers. We have probably the most most famous ones that have representation, that have like management, and like agents are Hudo. There's a woman named Hudo, and she's a Somali Canadian. There's another woman named Selma Hindi, who's a Egyptian Canadian.
mhm.
and then there is here in the United States, there, and I'm talking about hijabis, by the way, because there are Muslim female.
Yeah, there are
comedians.
Muslim.
Right.
Yeah.
Couple people who wear hijab. And then there's a woman named Zayn Comedy. Her name is Zainab. And she's an Iraqi American comedian in LA who really wants to be an actress. And she has a huge like following actually on Instagram and on TikTok. And she does a lot of stuff in Arabic.
On TikTok, she must be pretty then.
She is beautiful, mashallah.
Fair.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Mashallah.
Wears hijab and she's got 2 children. And those are like, that's it. And then there's some women just now on the come up, like in the UK and in Australia. And they've had like features done about them who do wear hijab, but they are just like at the very beginning sort of their process. And I don't have representation. I don't have an agent. I don't have any deals. I don't have any managers.
Neither do we, but look at us. We're still making it every single day. Like, who needs
Exactly. Who needs a manager?
Well, I'm saying, like, you know, as in like, I'm not big time. I'm not even close to that. So I will say there are people who are further along than I am. And they have recognition, but in different pockets.
Right. But you're doing this plus doing whatever your lawyer work plus being a mom and stuff.
Right.
I'm sure. Yeah. Different things going on.
I have 2 small children too. My son just turned 4. The one that I was breastfeeding and was nursing, like from that video, he was literally at home and it was the first time we'd ever left him. It was just such a rough, I know what you guys don't, you guys are young men, probably like, what do you
No,
want?
I understand because, you know, oxytocin from the breastfeeding makes the attachment happen between a mom and her
Good, I
child.
like that. Look, he's like the oxytocin and
No, because I know what you're talking about. Even if I don't physically or emotionally feel what you feel, because no man can feel what a mother feels like. I know my mom hates it whenever I have to go back to university, but I don't know the feeling.
Yeah, because she feels like a piece of her is gone.
Yeah, exactly. But
What?
it's different. It's different. Yeah, dude, I bet you anything your mom Ali feels the same thing too every time you leave.
Literally.
Yeah, because a piece of her is gone.
It's like a part of you.
But
And
here's
actually the best way I heard someone, a mother I really respect who has 4 children, describe it to me, and I didn't understand it until I had 2 of my own. She was like, it feels like a part of you, but like the most important part of you is walking around outside of you. Like it's a part of your heart or your brain, like the most important parts, and it's totally unprotected. So it's like an unguarded piece of you just walking around, you know, and you always feel connected to it. So anyways, what I was going to say is that son is now 4 and my other son is just 1 and he'll be turning 2 next month, inshallah.
Inshallah. Let's
They're
go.
just tiny. They're tiny people. So when I went on tour, so I was going to tell you, I've been in comedy now for 3 years, and I've been on tour now several times, usually with international aid organizations like Penny Peel USA. I went on tour, and Penny Peel UK, and that's where I got to meet Selma Hindi. I got to meet Omar Reagan. I got to meet Moses the comic. I got to meet Athir Yaqub and Sabine.
Came on the
Yeah,
show.
shout out. Had on the show. Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
people that I really respect. I got to meet all those fantastic comedians. But what I was gonna say is like Azhar Usman, I just handed my baby and I was like, hey, could you hold my baby while I'm on stage? Like I toured with my son, with my second son. I just strapped into my, like a baby Bjorn, like a baby carrier, and I took him with me. So, and that's not easy.
Baby.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Right.
I just did it. So it's been kind of a, like when you say like I'm like doing a lot of things at one time, it's real.
It is real. Yeah, I get you completely. And it's the thing is, what makes it harder is they're not like 15 or 16 or 10 where you can leave them at home, right? If you leave them at home at this young of an age, it hurts more than,
Of course.
22-year-old.
I can't just leave a cell phone next to them and be like, call me if you need me.
Call me
you know
if
what I
Yeah,
mean?
here's an iPad.
Oh, here's an iPad.
There you go.
You should.
Some YouTube.
Like, if there's an emergency, good luck. Fend for yourself, little guys. So they need you, right?
They need, of course. Plus, it's not just that they need you. Your mama bear instincts kicks in like all the time. Like, I need to be around them. Right?
Very well said, Ali.
Yeah.
You're the doctor.
No, it's not about that. I understand mothers so much, mainly because I'm my mom's best
I
friend.
have one too.
I'm also my mom's favorite.
Hey, I have one too, okay?
Okay. Everyone.
I
Well, a lot of people have one. There you go.
Yeah.
You said you're your mom's favorite.
I am my mom's favorite. Glad
Yeah.
to me myself just saying, Joseph, sorry. had to
Yeah,
be this way.
I'm also the favorite. I'm the youngest.
Yeah, no, I'm the oldest son. So
Mashallah.
yeah, no, I have a younger brother who always says, I'm mom's favorite, right? And I just be like, mom told me I'm her favorite, right?
When I was born, actually, she told me I made her a mother. So how about that?
Well, no, I have two older sisters. That's the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bum, bum.
they're
But
not
you're-
the favorites.
You're the oldest boy, so you're like the jewel of her crown.
Yeah, basically. I'm her heir apparent next in line, I'm the heavy's the head who wears the crown person. So
Gotta be careful.
it is careful.
But you don't actually get a crown or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
no, all I get to do is boss them around at my pleasure. But let's be
Like, I
honest.
get chip to my head.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough, But honestly, I know it's great. So, how do you write your comedy lines, by the way, or do you do it all from the top of your head, or what's your comedic process?
Can you imagine just being like, I'm gonna just wing it today? No, I a lot of my comedy is based on being a daughter, and kind of like a daughter to immigrants who busted their butt when they came to this country, and also who are just like very spiritual people. And I just think that's like, I have this joke where I did at the Kennedy Center. So probably the biggest venue I ever played was the Kennedy Center, which was a big deal. And that has turned now into like other gigs that have opened up because of that. That'll be forthcoming in 2021 if Shaitan could get the hell out of Dodge. That would be cool. Get the hell out of here. Anyways, I was gonna say that when I did a joke up there, I was like, my dad did spiritual drive-bys when I grew up. So he would
Spiritual
just, like,
drive-bys. Wait, what is that?
What is that?
Like,
I'd be
pull
like,
up
hey,
with
Baba,
a whip,
hey,
open the
hey, Salam.
window, throw a Quran at them, and like.
He wouldn't say hi to me. He wouldn't say hi. I was like, hey, Baba Salam, hey. He would go, know your place in the universe. And he would
Wait, what?
just happened?
Wait. Know your place. What's that supposed to mean? Know your place in the universe.
He wants to know. He wants me to remember and to know that there's a hierarchy. There's a spiritual hierarchy, and I need to know what my weight is in the entire universe and how important a human being. He would call me someone. He goes, "The cosmos. Where do you fit?" And he would hang up the phone.
Oh my
Like,
god!
hey, Bob, and he would be like, "Where will you be standing on the day of
That's
judgment?"
funny.
And just hang up the phone.
Daddy,
One time-
that's heavy.
One time he wouldn't say hi to me. He wouldn't say hi. I was like, "Hey, Baba Salam, hey." He would go, "Know your place in the universe." And he would
Wait, what?
What just happened? Was that
Wait. Know your place. What's that supposed to mean? Know your place in the universe.
He wants to know. He wants me to remember and to know that there's a hierarchy. There's a spiritual hierarchy, and I need to know what my weight is in the entire universe and how important a human being. He would call me someone. He goes, "The cosmos. Where do you fit?" And he would hang up the phone.
Oh my
Like,
god!
hey, Bob, and he would be like, "Where will you be standing on the day of
That's funny.
judgment?" And just hang up the phone.
Daddy,
One time-
that's heavy.
One time I was
That's heavy.
I was really excited, and I was like, "Hey, Bob, I got a scholarship. Like, are you excited for me? Like, I get to go to college on a full ride, And he was like, "Oh, you're so great. God is greater." And then he hung up. Stone cold.
That's
I wanna
good.
Yeah.
meet your dad. I want to meet your dad. I feel
Yeah,
like he
he
does
did.
Neil
He
deGrasse
did.
Tyson's like introduction to his pod of know your place in the universe. Welcome back to another episode of Star Talk, right?
Right.
Exactly.
But I could see that as a thing. I'd love to get your dad to do a spiritual drive-by on me one day. Just
Oh my
like,
gosh, he's
yeah.
amazing. He just doesn't say bye. Like sometimes he'll call me. He'll be like, just for my son. Like he just did this yesterday. I was like, "Hey, Baba," and he was like, "Remember, the children are amana. Will you be able to handle the amana?" And just hung up the phone. And I was like, and he did it slow too, so that I understood what he meant with each word. How he
it's like a slow stab.
Right.
with this little boy, or sometimes he'll just be like, "Remember that yelling is psychological damage."
What? Is that? No.
That's so funny.
Why did my dad believe in this shit? My dad freaking flung shit at me.
Literally, and I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I know, Baba. I know. I suffered from that." So like, he's become such a softie in his old age. Like with the grandkids, he's become a total softie. He's like positive parenting. He's like, "Do not say no to him. Give him alternatives. Do not destroy confidence. Don't break his spirit."
I've seen it
Great
happen.
advice. There
I've
you
seen it
go.
happen. Parents do this all the time.
They
As
break
soon as
their-
they have
their
grandkids.
spirit.
It's
Yeah.
like my
Oh, yeah?
time has come. I no longer need to be the one that flings shit. You know, I no longer need
Yeah,
to be the one.
my
saying,
dad
you
is just like very he's very free.
know?
And he
Ooh.
wants us to be free spirits. But you know, he's free in his faith. Like he's found such intense freedom in like knowing that God is in control, knowing his position in the universe, knowing the positionality of his life, knowing that everything's going to be taken care of, knowing that his decisions are just reflections of like echoes within time, knowing that space and time are just constructs,
Amazing.
knowing that there's an indestructible part of yourself. He taught me all these things.
I want to have him on the podcast. man.
Honestly, you're right.
Yeah, I want to
exactly.
just talk to you. Now.
One of the most peaceful, loving people you'll ever meet.
I really want to meet him.
And my mom is like, she's like the perfect like comedic balance to him, because she's just like, oh, head in the sky, pie in the sky, who's gonna make dinner? Oh, me. Okay, you're comfortable. You know, like, oh, you're at peace. Oh, Allah's giving you peace. I'm gonna make some dinner now. You know, like she's like doing all the heavy lifting.
No, with me it was different. My dad was very traditional, and my mom was the free spirit, let's say, and she was the one who taught me how to keep an open mind to different things in life. And my dad was just do as I say. You are a soldier, I'm the commander, kind of parenting. Yeah,
No, they weren't like
Yeah.
that at all.
I
They
used
very
to.
much wanted me to like make my own decisions.
I mean, that's not the case with me. My dad likes to try and make most of my decisions. That's why I never ask him in the first place, Dad.
Sorry.
But I used to call him Adolf Hitler, my dad.
Whoa,
Yeah, because he speaks
Yeah.
German. He speaks fluent
Even
German.
possible.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like I was just like, oh, Adolf, and he'd walk in like, what's going on? You know, like what?
that's insane. I'm sure he'll really like when you call him Hitler in front of other people. That
In front of everyone.
Yeah. No, I know my
I
Yeah.
brain.
just told the world that that's what. think.
I mean, it is what it is.
Like I call it like I see it. My dad said that he one time because my he's Libyan, and I told you my kids are Afghan, they're Halfghan, and they're also Libyan and Egyptian. So my dad, he's like, oh, they're crazy. Let them be free. Let them be freedom fighters. I'm like, okay, all right.
No. No.
Get in here,
Different
Dad.
kind of freedom.
They're a little bit Gaddafi, a little bit Taliban, eh? Haha. I call it like I see it. I'm like, you can't say that at the
You
airport.
can't. No, not in front of TSA. No, not in front of TSA. It's
Gaddafi,
funny.
a little bit Taliban. I'm not even. I wish I was making it up. That's real. It will be like Talibani number 1, Talibani number 2. my husband's like, that's not cool. Please don't call them.
Yeah, no, that's my brother started growing a beard and doesn't cut his hair. His hair falls down like this, and he has a beard. And I always call him a Afghani jihadi, and it's the funniest shit because he really looks. He's brown skinned, where I'm white, right, with a beard and hair falling down, and it's brown hair. So I'm just like, jihadi. He's like, "Halak jihadun fi sabilillah." He looks at me like, "Stop." It's the funniest
Make
thing.
sure you do that in front of police officers.
Dude, I would do it, man. It's so fun. But I know he's gonna get super pissed off, so I just don't.
And in trouble a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe.
Me and my brother like to put each other in like the worst case situations in public.
Why?
It's the funniest thing. It's funny. It really is. I get that. I get annoyed when he does it to me. But when
after
I
the
see him
fact-
laughing, like it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just funny. Like I'll call him sometimes, and I'll just like when he's out with my parents, I'll call doing a female voice, and he's gonna be like, "Eddie, stop!" And I'm just like, "Shouldn't," and he's like, and he just shuts the fuck. Or when I'm out with my friends, and he just calls and he's like, "Yo, why is there this in your bed?" Or why is there like, and I'm just like, "I promise you, it's not true." I promise.
Make
Yeah.
sure he's on speaker first. I
It's
like
not
it.
that he's on speaker. I like to keep my phone loud because what I do is I just talk like this,
On speaker.
right?
So everyone
No,
can
not
hear.
speaker. No, like it's still from the normal.
Oh, the
the
loudest
all the way
volume.
up so that people can't hear you. I hear
Yeah,
the
but-
person talking.
Yeah, but we're in public and like the place is loud. What do you want me to do?
All right, fine. I don't know. I guess I want you to just hold it up to your ear like a normal human being.
Yeah,
Ali.
but that takes forever, bro. That is like,
Bro, look.
Bro.
My hand just got so tired. Yo, don't be what? You think I
What?
like pump iron in the gym? I got you.
no, it's not that I got bias or anything. It's just not, I don't feel like it. It's funny. It's
I love
funny.
young
but
Cool,
it's
man.
Crazy.
I
Yeah,
like I like listening to my voice notes, and everyone can hear.
That's fine. No, another thing he does is whenever we're with our cousins, he just walks in. He's like, "Oh, Ali, remember to take your." Oh, and then he just shuts up. And my cousin's like, "Take what?" I don't know. Like, come on, take what? What is there something wrong with you? No, there's nothing. Why is your brother? I'm just like, oh, okay, thank you,
Oh god.
thank you
So
very
cute.
much. Yeah, but it's the
I love
funniest-
yeah. And a lot of my comedy is about my sons interacting with each other. They're still at a much younger age, but like my son definitely tried to kill him several times when he was first born. Put him in the garbage can, put him in the trash can, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. But I feel like that's all brothers, right? Like all family members.
I mean, you
they
imagine
just...
if somebody's trying to come home and replace you, you're not going to try to kill
exactly.
No, I'm gonna be like, oh, thank God, get them off my back, get them off my back.
My son does jujitsu because we want him to be like Habib.
Oh wow!
Yes,
guy, exactly.
Get him in the ring, get him in the octagon, let him kick ass.
Allah protect him and guide him.
To victory.
Yes, exactly. He's like, I gotta pray. Excuse me, sajda in the middle of the octagon. Ask for Allah. Oh, love that man. Love him. I put my kid in jiu-jitsu, but now he's like using those jiu-jitsu moves on top of Adam. His name is Zayn. Zayn's on top of Adam, my younger son, and he's like, full guard, side control. Come on. I'm like, no, don't put your brother in a near neck choke.
Yeah, because but it is dangerous, by the way, because
armbar. You know what I'm like? No, and he's like full guard, side control, and you could just see my other son like,
please no, just stop.
Yeah, no, it's I'm gonna wait until this is over.
Yeah, but a lot of your comedy comes to at the end of the day your family. So have you ever done a piece where you offended any of your family members? They're like,
thank God. I told you, like, my kind of parents, they're really cool. Like, I have chill parents. Like, some parents do, like, I mean, do I disappoint them? Yes, every day. My parents, because they're Arab, you know, but, and I wasn't a doctor like you, Adi.
No, I'm still a disappointment. Don't get me wrong.
Checking. Maybe because you're not in the right, like, physician practice or something. Maybe they
No. It's just because I believe in the whole cease till you get your degrees, and my parents are like, when I was in university, I was the #1 student. I'm like, yeah, you and every other parent.
Your grades aren't good enough. Only good enough to be a doctor, but barely. I got you now.
Yeah, do I have?
My parents are disappointed in me, but they're not like standing in my way. So my mom is always like, why are you living your life backward? You have a degree. You want to go be poor and hungry as a comedian? What is this? You know, so she's like, that's the thing that she kind of gets on to me about, but they're really like free spirits. So if I'm making fun of a situation, the only time my mom has ever been upset, ever, not as if I'm like talking about her, talking about my dad, is the one time, of course, because they're grandchildren. They're so sensitive about their grandchildren. The one time I told a true story about my son embarrassing me in public. And once I did the story, she was like, ليه بتقولي الناس كده ليه بتطلعي الكلام على ابنك? She was like, you're embarrassing us. لا هيكون زي الحيوان كده مش متربي. And it's because my son pooped in the street. He did. He pooped.
But kids do that all the time.
Kids do that not all the time.
At the subdivision sign, like at the very front of our neighborhood, right next to the sign, kind of like, welcome to the neighborhood. Hey guys, I'm Aaron. I'm gonna poop in the mud.
Wait, he just pulled his pants down and like dumped in the middle of the paveway?
Like deuces, but the other kind.
Yeah. But in LA, that's common practice. I mean, that's
like homeless practice. Common homeless practice.
A babysitter. My friend came over to try to take him on a walk. Big mistake. She was Caucasian. She was a white girl. She didn't know what she was doing. So she like, of course, they tested her, being like, okay, white, let me just show you what I can do.
Bro, Arab kids are wolves, honestly.
They are.
Wolves. Like they're little.
One of my friends called it bad Arab kid syndrome, BAK. Are they BAK? Bad Arab kid? I'm like, yeah, I guess they are. But anyways, I told the story of how I had to go poop or scoop his poop, you know, and I had like a plastic bag in my hand, and my neighbors were like, do you have a dog? And I'm like,
two.
Two of them, exactly. I got 2 dogs. And I went out there and I cleaned it up, but she was like, don't tell anybody. And I asked him, I was like, where are you gonna poop now? He's like, in the mulch. I'm like, no, in the toilet. They never in the mulch. He's like, oh, okay, sorry.
Behind the bushes. Honestly, right, exactly.
No, he's like a little animal. No, don't do that. But he was learning to potty train at the time, and he really needed to go. So he was like, Mommy, I just had to go, Mama. And I was walking. I decided to just not poop in my pants.
Yeah. At least he's being clean.
He's being honest with you. He's
being honest. And then I got him in the house, some more in the toilet. And I'm like, how much poop could one small child have?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Just kept going. My human defecation machine, my baby.
Human defecation machine. Well, yep,
that's a baby for you.
That's coming. Talking about human defecation machine.
Human defecation.
I do a joke where I say that So that day he kind of gave me a double thumbs down. He's like, "Mommy, you're grumpy." He went like that. He went,
Double
like,
thumbs
"Oh,
down.
I'm sorry, I have to smile now while I service you. Like I have to have like a smile on my face while I pick up your food. Like do I seem
Right.
like if I seem grumpy, it's because you've made me grumpy, little guy." But then he went out to the playground that same day, and he actually fell, and he had to have 4 stitches into his eyebrow. Okay, so he busted his eyebrow open, and I was just like, you know what, Allah got you. Allah got you.
Karma.
Yeah, my mom's
There you
back.
go.
Grumpy,
Yeah.
you gave me double thumbs down, you pooped in the street, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And my mom didn't even worry about that joke. She was like, "Yeah, I know it's not true. I know."
What do you mean it's not true? It's actually true, by the way. Tell this to your mom. رضا الوالدين.
And I told her, just chill out, Mom. Look, like I know you're not upset about it, but lots of other people think that joke is a little rough. But I was like, look, guys, he's a boy. He's gonna grow up to be a man. He's just a little man. When he grows up, some beautiful woman is gonna be like, "Oh my God, that scar is so sexy. Like, where'd you get that scar?" And he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I've been doing jiu-jitsu since I was 3, you know?"
Glad to know you're thinking of your son's future love life.
Of course.
I can't wait till he watches this episode and he's just gonna feel so awkward.
I just how men are always winning in life. You see a guy and he's got gray hair, or he's like a salt and pepper hair. He's like, "Oh, that silver fox." If a girl has any gray hair in her hair, she's like giving up on life. Like if a man is if a man is rugged, like our friend Ali Haj here, he's got a little scruff, that hair, maybe his hair or whatever. This guy, he could like make a mean cup of coffee. He could be a barista at the local Starbucks. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They changed you.
A woman does that, I'm Arab. I can't go a week without having to do my beard and my mustache. You know what I'm saying? Like, it look rough. I wouldn't look like scraggly is my point. I've got to take care of myself. It takes a lot of time to look like this.
I mean,
you know what I mean? And I always the final joke I do about that is how
time well spent, I have to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, when men have a belly, a woman will look at him and be like, "Oh my God, look at he has wealth. That means he's wealthy, right? He's rich. He can like eat and like, you know what I mean? For as much as he kind of like has any kind of fat like hanging over his pants, that means he owns property. That means he's on a yacht eating." So anyway, and people think that's funny because it is kind of true that men get a little bit some excuses. They get excuses.
Fair.
They get asses in life. So he's gonna be just fine with his scar in his eyebrow. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I'm glad. You know what? It's good. I'm glad. Listen, I'm all for kids breaking an arm while growing up or getting stitches.
What?
Because it brings you a job. That's why.
No, it's not about that. There are many menopausal women I can look at for like all day, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather go stitch some shit.
Look what he said. Menopausal women. Thanks, man.
No, it's the truth, though. It's the truth. What do you mean?
Grandma.
You're a doctor. He's a doctor.
Listen, no, here's why. Let me tell you why. Kids growing up who are always having helicopter parents and they have to stay safe in a little bubble. They tend to be the most antisocial, with the most idiotic conversations, or they just don't know how to speak. They're
not interesting, right?
They're just not interesting.
That's why my dad is like he let them be kids. He'll be literally, my son will be launching himself off of the couch, and I'm like, Baba. He's like, Zay, you'll catch him. He's like, let him, don't break his spirit.
Don't break your arm, but don't break his spirit.
He will learn. I would break your skull. You're just a vessel. I'm like,
remember your place in the cosmos.
Violent and spiritual.
Exactly.
Amazing. That's great. But no, that's why. I love it when I see, like, if my kids ever break an arm, I'm just gonna be like, walk it off, just
walk it
off.
Walk it off.
Aren't you a doctor? You literally can't walk off an arm being broken, man.
Technically, you can't, because you don't walk with your hands, you walk with your legs. So.
Sorry, Ali. The other Ali had to really just.
How's your bones gonna heal, man? How are they gonna heal? They literally just.
I'll just.
It's not well. Not very well.
It's not gonna heal well. Yeah, no, but no, it's okay. Ali, like, it's not gonna be an issue because it's just an arm, bro.
Total range of motion in that arm.
Yeah. As long as you can do this, or this, that's fine. That's all I care for.
Right, and hold the cup, whatever. That's all he needs. Right.
Yeah.
Spoon.
No, I'm just kidding. I'd probably freak out, call my dad, and ask him what to do, even though I've been.
Dad, what should I do? I'm a grown man.
I'm a grown man. I need my daddy.
It's funny. Yeah. But you know what else is funny? The fact that an hour passed by so easily.
Yay.
Wow, there you go.
How did that happen? You know why? It's because we had a fun conversation. And if you enjoyed this conversation, you know, you should probably like, subscribe, share this video, follow our good friend Yasmin and all her different accounts on Instagram, YouTube.
Ma'am, link in bio.
Find the link in
Yeah.
the description. Yasmin, is there anything you'd like to let the world know?
I would just like to say that you guys make me really hopeful. You guys are young and smart, and it really does make me hopeful. You guys really made my heart come alive.
Oh yeah, that's what we like to do. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's the best. Oh man, I'm glad I found my place in the cosmos right now.
Yes, may you
Yes.
give lots of spiritual drive-bys. May you duck and then let some hit you. Also,
I'd rather let them all hit me. I'll be like, Issa, take the wheel, baby.
Yes.
You know, Issa, take the wheel.
May you be safe, and may you have, you know, safety for your families and ease in completing all of your studies, and much success to you guys.
Thank you.
May
Thank
you
you.
also have better grades, Ali, because
No,
we
no,
really
I'm fine with my
need
C's.
a doctor.
I'm fine with my
Please, we
C's.
need good doctors.
A doctor.
Funny enough, you know what? I should probably let you know. Funny enough, the grades I get now does not matter or equate to how I do later on when I'm actually practicing. Because
Yeah.
a good doctor, actually, let me tell you this. This is true. I've seen this happen. Good doctors are ones who've been through so many practices and seen all the cases, learned from his mistake, right? Hopefully,
Great.
those that are humane,
Your
just good
mistakes
person.
not kill anyone. I mean,
I mean,
True. Yeah. And the same for your children. May your children grow and become wise men like us.
the
And
next Khabib
learn
Nurmagomedov and invite me to the UFC. So
More like
turn, kick
those-
ass,
Yes.
you know.
more of those du'as, like Khabib. We want Khabib's character. We want his character.
Yeah.
That's what we should be searching for, you know? Exactly. Remember.
and discipline.
Yeah. So before we let you go, I actually want to know, what
Yeah.
is the future looking like for Yasmin and her comedy?
Okay. You may see me on TV.
Ooh. Ooh.
Might happen.
Nice.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You may see some more fun videos come out that look like well done productions.
Perfect.
You may also probably, you know, if COVID can just disappear, حمار كلب أطران وسخ مدينة,
You should sue him.
hell out of here. Then I, you know, maybe on a stage and a tour. People want me to tour again, so you might see that for 2021. And also, you may see me just completely disappear and quit comedy again. That might happen too.
Those are all options.
The ultimate hiatus.
Water.
The only way you're gonna find out is by
Is if
following
you follow it,
and subscribe.
subscribe
Follow and
to
subscribe to my YouTube channel, Yaz Laughs, and also Yaz Guru, and also A2.
Yeah.
Show,
Now we're
baby.
talking.
Baby.
into the show, baby.
Bam.
Let's get it.
All day, baby.
All day.
All
Let's
day.
do it. Anyways, thank you for watching another episode.
Another
This is how we
episode.
sign out.
A to the
Peace.
show. Peace.
certificate services, and right after nurses, I'm gonna be forced to take it. It won't be my choice.
Okay, let's go. Let's go on that point. So you mentioned that Canada's gonna have double their population in vaccines. Why? Like what?
I don't know.
Like what are they gonna do with the extra? The extra they can literally just give them to other countries in the world
That can't
for
afford
example, So and the reports that I've seen, Africa's probably gonna receive it up to 2023. Why do they have to wait 3 more years of these severe cases, and like their death rate is gonna increase most definitely, and we're gonna have another HIV case basically.
Yeah, man, I don't agree with all their decisions.